What's up, everybody? This is Rich from True Budget EDC and Prepping. Use your gear or lose your gear, because if you're not using it, you might as well lose it. So, I just did a video, but I want to come on here and get some more content out. And actually, one of the ideas that I actually had was a video about EDC. And the funny thing is, from EDC ? Just recently did a video, I think it was yesterday, about what EDC is and like kind of a little definition of it. And she had a pretty good video about it. So what I'll do is I'll link that video in the description, and you can go check out her take on EDC. And after I saw it, I was like, that's funny, because I was thinking about doing a similar video in a different manner, though. Obviously hers is going to be much nicer than mine, I can guarantee it. But so that's why I want to come out here and do it, and just explain my take, I guess, on what EDC is. And yeah, that's what we will discuss right now. So what is EDC? If you look online, I've looked online and I've seen a lot of definitions of EDC, but there's a pretty good one on Wikipedia, and it just says a collection of useful items that are consistently carried on a person every day. The main reasons for having EDC are utility, which is usefulness, self-sufficiency, and preparedness. So I have watched other videos, did a lot of research, because that's what I do, and I have seen in the past that EDC was originally started by survivalists and preppers. So, survivalist people would go out and, do whatever, man. They just got that mindset, the survival mindset. That's where I come from. That's what I started off as for EDC. And I would just carry stuff because, I need this stuff in case something happens. I'm a first responder, so I would carry a lot of medical stuff. In my pockets I'd have, compressed gauze, 4-inch Israeli, I'd have a tourniquet, and then in the other pocket I'd have some other stuff. But all the stuff that I carried was useful to me anyway. And I did see that article. It said that it was started by people in the survival community, people from the preparedness community, and on both of those things. I always grew up around survival people. I grew up in the country, out in the woods. You got to have stuff on you that's useful, not fancy stuff that's titanium that looks pretty. I need stuff that's going to work, and that's utility based. It's going to be used. So this new EDC community, which is a subculture of the original reason why EDC started, was kind of way off, like in my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, man, EDC started from survivalism and preparedness people. Now it's a whole bunch of dudes with pretty shit carrying it around so people can look at it. Don't get me wrong, I have useful list stuff too, like fidget spinners, but this is a sensory object, whatever. I got this, whatever this is, it's a clicky thing. I don't even know the name of it. But anyway, I got that too. So yeah, I do have stuff that's absolutely useless. I call it pocket trash. But the majority of the things I carry have a purpose. And, I just like the Karen community, man. I see, all these people buying these $700, $800 knives that they don't use. And to me, it's just a bunch of clowns, man, and same thing with the EDC community, which I call the Susan community. They're just carrying around a bunch of stuff that's pretty, that costs $200, and it doesn't make any sense because they don't use it. So I want to come on here and go over EDC. So that was a definition that's on a Wikipedia. Now, I just recently saw another video put out by Jake from Uncommon EDC about a bit driver by Big Idea Designs. Honestly, I don't care what people carry. It's your choice to carry whatever you want. It's just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the right to do what they want. I definitely agree. But Jake had made a good point in that video. He said that, this is a $100 bit driver, but you can go out and get any bit driver if you're just looking for functionality. And that, to me, is the essence of EDC. It's functionality, utility, and usefulness. Not, something that costs all this money because it looks pretty. So I was reading this article, and it just happened to come up that in this, I'll also link this article too, because it's actually pretty decent. It just says that, let's see, it says about EDC, when EDC, it just basically says that it starts to overlap with collecting. Designing and revising one's EDC does not have to be a hobby in itself, although it can be one for EDC enthusiasts. When it does, then it overlaps with collecting, as many EDC enthusiasts are drawn to collecting EDC items in the collect. in the search for, the perfect item. So the collecting of these EDC items takes on an art appreciation component as fans appreciate the design cues, material choices, and craftsmanship that went into the tool. So I saw that and I was like, you know what? That's a good point. So to me, today's subculture EDC isn't about usefulness. So when you go online and you see videos, like Jake's video, he made it, like I said, he made a really good point and it made me think about it. That, it's about art probably mostly for most, EDC people that you see online now. I mean, you see a lot of people that really are about the functionality too, but I feel that today's EDC community is more about, hey, you know what, this is art, or, yeah, I'm going to buy a $100 utility knife because it's made out of titanium. You know what, this costs $4, bro. Guess what? It works just like that $100 one. So that's what I'm saying. To me, I'm about functionality and utility, but now that I read that article, I totally understand, but they should change the name. Like, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's not EDC. You're not carrying it for preparedness or for usefulness. You're carrying it because it's fancy. And that is what today's EDC community is. It's the fancy community. Actually, there we go. There's a new name for it. The fancy community. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. So the knife community today, the Karen community, and the EDC community are the fancy community. So from now on, Karen and fancy. That's how it's going to be. So see it a lot in the Karen community. They'll buy, $800 knives. That's not about using that knife because none of those dudes use those knives. They just put them on a shelf and they take pictures of them every once in a while after they dust them off, and that's it. So today, in response to that, I'm carrying this knife. This is the Kershaw, and I hate Kershaw. This is a Buck Commander 3/4 ton. I had an experience with Kershaw, and I don't buy Kershaws. I got rid of most of mine, and every time I see somebody do a Kershaw video, I cringe. But my wife got me this, and to be honest with you, it's okay. I like it. It was like $12. Was a $30 knife originally, and it just went on sale. I think it's discontinued. It's just glass filled nylon with a rubber insert for grip. It's overall, it's like 6.5 inches, 2 3/4 inch blade, 2.5 inch blade, 8CR13. This knife is all right. I sharpened it on a medium Arkansas stone, and it's like a razor. I haven't taken it apart and cleaned it out or anything, but I was gonna. But I mean, seriously, it's like a $12 knife, right? So this is my point. This knife cost $12. My wife gave it to me from a company that I hate, but I kept it because she gave it to me, and it's tip down carry. I actually like it, and I use it, and guess what? It cuts just like a Chris Reeves knives does. Seriously. So functionality is good. I like the width of the blade. It's like about 1 1/8 inch wide, so it's a wider, shorter. It's solid. And it closes pretty good for being what it is. And I hate assisted open knives too. So this is a Kershaw that's a thumb stud, and it's actually pretty good. So that is the Buck Commander 3/4 ton. So that's what I'm carrying today, along with this, which is the Rovivon A7X GI glow in the dark, one that Rovivon sent me. So, but my point being is this is what I have on me today, right? In my wallet. So these are some EDC things that I put on here just so people can check out what EDC is, everyday carry, some useful things, and then some stuff that's just basically pocket trash, and the prices, you know what I'm saying? So as compared to the fancy community that just carries stuff that's nice and pretty and art, this is more of the survivalist nature, the origin of EDC that I carry. I carry stuff that's useful and helpful. And like it says in the article, it just says self-sufficiency and preparedness and for utility. So really, to me, that's what EDC is. Self-sufficiency, preparedness, and utility. Not having $150 utility knives, although I got a $60 utility knife, whatever. I just got it's kind of pocket trash, you know what I'm saying? So whatever. I do understand the idea of getting fancier items because you just like the way they look. That's cool. But that's not what the community is about. That's not what it was meant to be. This is why I'm not in any of these communities. I made my own community, and you're getting all these great ideas from people like A from EDC question mark, or like Jake from Uncommon EDC, or like Dennis from EDC for Fun, or even like Eric from Wasted Beer Money. Freedom Frog gear, got the Freedom Frog pen. Look at that. That's another EDC item people carry is a pen, because why? It's useful. You need to write on stuff, right? And by the way, this pen writes just like $100 Big Idiot design pen. It's actually pretty good. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of good things that you get from building your own community instead of just, you know, going over this broader subculture of people that just buy fancy shit. And like I said, buy whatever you want. It's up to you, man. I don't really care. I just, I don't know. Like, I just see this stuff and I'm like, man, this dude bought a $75, you know, slide or whatever to call from Big Idiot Design. And I'm like, man, this is a $4 one heart from Walmart. You know what? And guess what? It's got a razor in it, and the razor cuts just like any other razor. They make Damascus razors. Like, get the F out of here, bro. This, seriously, what? You know, come on. I mean, like I said, I have a James brand Palmer. It costs $60, and granted, this cuts better. Or I mean, just as well. It is a design aspect for me, the minimalism. So I get the art thing, I get it. But some people don't have anything that's useful. They just have stuff that's art, and to me, that's weird. So I just wanted to come on here and give a little backstory about where EDC started, in case everybody in the fancy community didn't know, and they just thought it was always fancy stuff, and it's not. These are some things that you carry. So this is the wallet that I carry. It's the Alpaca Gear Zip Pouch Pro, and it has these little pockets. So I have a pen, Olight Mini. I have a little flashlight in here, which is the Nightcore Tube V2. Then I have a Swiss Army Recruit in here. So, you know what? This is useful. In case I don't have anything else on me, I have these three things that I always carry on me: a pen, a flashlight, and a knife. So, and then my obviously my cards and stuff are in there. So, EDC item that almost everybody carries is a wallet. Or, you know, like if you're a woman, you might not carry a wallet like this. You might carry a different type of wallet, but you have one. Or a purse or something like that. Kind of like my man purse, right? But whatever. So, again, pens. A lot of people carry pens, EDC pens. Pens are, you know, you need pens to write stuff down. I use them all the time when I'm at work, and I carry a notebook. So, I mean, you need it. You need something to write on. You need something to write with. You don't need a $150 pen. You don't need a gold-paged notebook either. This pen works fine. Freedom Frog sent it to me, so check out Freedom Frog too. So this pen is actually solid. It does its job. It's useful. It's utilitarian. It allows me to write stuff down. Didn't cost anything. I'm not sure what Frog paid for making those, but I bet you it wasn't. This isn't a $100 pen. Like, you know what I mean? Again, here we go with this utility blade. Walmart, 2-pack, $8. So $4 comes with the blade. Heart, dude. I don't know how much some of these Big Idiot Designs, you know, utility blades are, but this is a $4 one that cuts just as well as a $60 one I have, to be honest with you. So there you go. This was free because they sent it to me, but it's a $30 flashlight. Works just as well as a $200 flashlight or an $89 Arcfeld or any of that crap. This one works fine. It's really good. Roivon has some really good stuff. This is a good light. Again, carrying a $12 knife today just to prove a point that I don't need a, you know, $120 knife. I mean, I have more expensive knives I could be carrying, but I want to carry this for a couple of days because I got it and I kind of just threw it in my knife case and left it there. And this is actually pretty solid. I actually really like the grips on it. Actually, you know, so this knife cuts. That's what I need it to do. I don't need it to look pretty. I don't need it to be titanium. I like rainbow, but I don't need it to be, you know, anodized or rainbow titanium or, you know, made out of Jesus Christ shit or any of that. It works. This is fidget spinner. This is just a generic one my wife got me. I mean, this is pocket dress. This really has no use other than when I'm bored. You know what I mean? I just do this. Like, seriously. So, but I mean, it's useful to me in that sense. But it's just generic. It didn't cost $800. I mean, there's fidget spinners online. They're like $200. Like, the F out of here. That's out of control. You know what I mean? But whatever. Zippo lighter. This one's out of fluid. I didn't refill. Oh, it's not. It's still working. Holy crap, dude. This has been full of fluid for like longer than 15 days. The last test I did was a 15-day one. This one, maybe it just went off. But whatever. So this is a Zippo that cost me nothing because somebody gave it to me. But what do Zippos cost? $25, $20 maybe? And, I mean, seriously, you can buy expensive lighters too. This fidget slider, there's a company in China that makes these, just like this company, and they charge $70 for this. This is like $20, bro. Like, seriously, whatever, dude. But it's plated. It's zinc alloy plated with bronze and copper. It's not like the solid material, but it doesn't matter. It still works, right? Caught that. And then people carry an EDC hank to wipe off your knives and stuff. And this is the one made for me by Old Heritage Homestead. And this is going for 20 bucks, and you can buy hanks that are like $35, $40, $50, and it's not really necessary. Again, EDC was originally created for self-sufficiency, for utility, and for preparedness. It wasn't made to carry around fancy stuff. And that's another thing. Half of these people with these fancy items don't even know how to use stuff. Like, if they're trapped in the woods, I used to call the EDC community the die in the woods community, because none of these people have any idea how to use anything that they have. Can't start a fire. You got people carrying, you know, all this stuff. I literally was on a group chat on Facebook, and this guy was like in a survivalist community or an EDC community. I saw him. It was maybe it was a fancy community. And we were talking about how to start fires, and I was like, you can use a ferro rod. And the guy was like, a what? And I was like, ferrocenium rod. And I put a picture of it on there. And he was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know what that was. Like, what? Like, how are you in this community? You don't know what a ferro rod is? Like, what are you? You're an idiot. Like, seriously, this is like my whole view of the EDC community. Like, just a bunch of people carrying shit they don't know how to use because it's pretty and it looks good in pictures. Like, I take pictures of stuff that looks good, believe me, but I can use it too. You know what I'm saying? Every knife I have, I use. And that's the whole beauty of carrying a $12 knife, is because you don't really care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have other knives, like this knife, right? This is A.G. Russell. This is like a $70 knife. It's 8CR as well. They say, holy crap, that costs $70 and it's 8CR. That's crazy. But it's an A.G. Russell, and they don't make these anymore. So to me, I'd use this over that because, you know, I like it. It's cool, and I don't want it to break or whatever. But that's just, I get that. You know what I'm saying? I do understand that. That's, you know, that's a collector kind of thing for me right there. And that is, you know, something that people do. But if I had to use this knife, I would use it. I wouldn't, you know, if I didn't have any other knife, that would be the knife that I was using, seriously. So there are things that you want to keep nice, and I get it. But to me, the best knife is like, I'm telling you, like a $12 knife. Like, I don't really care what happens to this knife. Like, I'm gonna use it. Like, you know what I'm saying, for everything. I mean, I'll strike a ferro rod, ferrocenium rod with this or whatever. It's a pretty solid knife for a company that I hate. But it's still, I can't, you know, deny the fact that it's decent. So, yeah, that's my take on EDC. That's where I believe EDC came from. And like I said, it's online. I will link this EDC thing to it too, this link. And I'll also link the link to A from EDC Question Mark's video, so you can check out her much nicer take on EDC than mine. And yeah, you guys have a good one.